Good afternoon, YouTube. Hoosier Piper, aka Mark, coming at you from the shop today on a Sunday afternoon. Pretty chilly out. Got the insulated bibs, the sweatshirt on, and trying to stay a little bit warm out here in the shop. Kind of spitting some rain and sleet and snow here in northeast Indiana. So we're kind of nestling right into winter. Had a little excitement last night here at the old homestead. Let me show you a brief clip and then I'll explain that. So across the front of my property, which is right on a state highway, I had a stack of leaves that was about 3-4 foot high and probably 5-6 feet wide, almost the entire width of my property. Because we reside in town, you're not supposed to burn your leaves. And for 12 years now at this property, I've been dragging my leaves out on a tarp to the highway, and the state comes, or the city comes along, and they have a big vac, and it kind of sucks them up through I think like a little grinder, and shoots them into the back of a truck. Never had any trouble till last night. And if you're on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, you see that I posted a couple after pictures. I didn't even think about grabbing my camera when all of it was taking place, but somebody, best we can figure, flicked a cigarette out the car window, and I don't know if they did it intentionally or not, but they caught that stream of leaves on fire. I was actually in the basement of my house in my smoking room, and I was kind of cleaning it up a little bit, kind of going through things, and my wife came downstairs and said, "Hey, did you set the leaves on fire?" And I said, "No, I mean, why would I do that? It's right on the highway. It would interfere with traffic. The smoke, you know how leaves get so smoky, and the flames and all that, it would be dangerous." She's like, "I think they're on fire." So I run up the stairs, and they were. Those leaves were so dry when I raked them to the curb that when I first stepped outdoors, there was probably about maybe a 4-foot section that had flames shooting up, probably about 8 feet. And by time I tried to get a hose around, which the one hose I had outside was frozen, and I went and grabbed some 5-gallon buckets. By the time I got all of that around and started getting water out of the spigot at the side of the house, I knew right away, there's no way I'm gonna get this mastered at all. And so I stuck my head indoors. I yelled at my wife. I said, "Hey, call 911, just tell them that we got some leaves on fire." And I saw Indiana State Trooper go by. Thought maybe he'd stop. He didn't. But he called it in, and shortly thereafter we had our police force from our town show up in a Suburban, and he grabbed a fire extinguisher, which is futile when you are trying to put out a leaf fire, because all it does is it does a couple things. It blows the leaves up and spreads it, but it also provides oxygen to the leaves that might be smoldering underneath any kind of ash. So now he's got his Suburban all lit up like 4th of July, and we're tackling the leaves. I'm still using some buckets of water and things. He slowed the fire department down because it wasn't, they didn't need to come in there, blaring lights and sirens, and, nobody's property or life was at stake. But once he found out I didn't start it, he was he was a little more congenial. Having a hard time keeping this lit. Tell you what I'm smoking here in a bit. But I got a rake. He was able to just put a little bit of pressure on his fire extinguisher, kind of knock down the flames, and I got a rake and was raking the leaves that were lit away from the rest of that stack that you saw. And fire department showed up and they just hosed, kind of fog mist spray over everything, and so I asked them to soak down that other stack of leaves. That's why they're not so high now, but it rained overnight anyway, so I was thankful for them. I talked to them and expressed my thanks. I felt very bad that they had to roll their equipment out on something like that, but the smoke that was blowing across the highway, it was just dangerous. People, as they're coming northbound, they're starting to swerve away from that smoke, and they're swerving actually into the southbound lane, and could have been, we could have had a mess on our hands there. So I was thankful that we got that taken care of, but that was the excitement last night. Five minutes or so, 7 minutes into the video, and haven't even got to what I really wanted to talk about. So quickly, I'll cover it. Smoking the Trevi 320. Got this from Corncob Piper. Thank you, Corey. And in it, smoking some Dark Strong Kentucky. Let me show you what that tobacco looks like. It's really an interesting flake that they have, little pieces of flake all stacked up there. I've had a tin of this for some time, and I've always been hesitant to try it. And I think the words Dark Strong kind of scared me away as a new pipe smoker. I started that tin yesterday. I think I've had 3 or 4 bowls of this, and I really, really enjoy this. It's got some sweetness to it that I was not expecting, and I just love the flavor and the aroma, and it's a great tobacco. So, as I talk about my 5 holiday blends, what I'll be smoking through the rest of this year, this is going to be number 1. This will be the one I'll be smoking for a while right now, kind of on my commutes and back and forth. Kind of enjoying that, getting to know it a little bit better. And then, because Thanksgiving's right around the corner, I'll continue smoking this LJ Peretti Thanksgiving Day 2017. I really am coming to enjoy that a little bit more than I did when I first started smoking. And you can see a first impressions video, which is not really that good, but it was what I was tasting and smelling when I first started smoking it. I think Bosco Piper, is that right? Did I say his name right? UK, Bosco Piper UK. On his channel, he just posted a video of the Peretti blend, and his is much more in depth and much more well done than mine. So head over to that. I think his channel name is BPR UK. I think I got that right. Shout out to the Peachies 13, because I can never remember his initials either. They were talking about that. Anna was in one of the videos. So that's 2 of the blends that I want to try here towards the end of the year. And remember, I'm just coming up on a year smoking a pipe, so some of these I have not smoked at all before, and I know several of you have many more years and many more bowls under your belt than I do. So I appreciate your patience with me as I try some of these tobaccos for the first time. One that Derek Tant just posted a video about, and I'm really anxious to try. I believe this is what he was talking about. McBaron's Plum Cake, the Navy blend. This is a tin from December 2015. See if I can put that on there. You can see I picked it up in 2017 in April, so I have not yet opened that. That's still a tin that I want to try. Looking forward to that. And then we get into Christmas and near the Christmas season, I'll pop this open. I can't see. The Holiday Spirit, the 2017 edition. The tobacco there from, is this McClellan? Yeah, McClellan Tobacco Company. So these are all unopened tins. So I'll open that up, and then around Christmas, towards the new year, I will probably pop this open, corncob pipe and a button nose. Looking forward to that. Cornell and Deal. Again, you know, some of these are blends that you guys are familiar with, but I am not so much. So that's what I'll be smoking this holiday season, and I'll probably just keep smoking at Dark Strong Kentucky. The tin I had is a little bit moist, and I didn't dry it out. I just came right out to the garage here, and so that's why I'm having trouble keeping it lit. Really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. So anyways, thanks for kind of hanging out with me for a little bit. Hope that you have a great week coming up. Go Steelers. Pull this out against the Colts. My gosh, we got to do something about that. Till next time.